What's up, Dave? This is going to be a quick demo video for you for your KY Jedi killer right here. So this is installed with a Proffie V2. I did give you a dual crystal chamber that you asked me for. So this crystal up here comes with the saber. That's what KY puts in. And then I add a compartment in my chassis to hold a quartz crystal so we can have a secondary light up in that gash that they put in here. You do have a 2-button setup. So activation is up top, auxiliary down on the bottom. You've got CCSabers LEDs. I'm using their long pin system this time with the holder, so that's why it looks a little bit different than what it usually looks like, but it works the same way. And then your handle. To get to everything, you need to take the handle off. This is going to come to you and it's going to have a button head right here, but I left it off for this demo. So you take that off and just pull this guy right out. And then you got your chassis here. It says Jedi Killer on one side and Solo Sabers on the other. 28mm speaker back here. And then you can see your board from there and access to your micro USB. But to get to your SD card, you probably want to pull this guy out, and your chassis retention screw is that grub screw right there. Just be careful when you put it back in that you don't screw it into the side of the board. If you do that, you're going to have a bad day, right? So you need to make, sure that that grub screw is actually going into the chassis and not on your board. Yeah, everything is kind of a tight fit right there. So you just got to pay some extra attention to that. This battery compartment is pretty tight, so you can snap your battery in just fine. But you're probably going to need a tool to take that out, and I'll show you that here in a second. So we'll take this handle, slide it back on, just line up the blue wires, the two sides of the blue wires, just like that. When you line those up like that, you're in line over here to put your button head back in. No gesture controls because you didn't want them. So we'll just use the ignition. This is the ignition sound font. It takes a minute to fire up. All fired up. So that's the one I put in. This is the one that comes with the saber. Everything's looking good there. Smooth swing. And then we turn it off. And then we go to the next sound font, but just hitting the aux switch. This takes a 1-inch blade. So hopefully you got a 1-inch NeoPixel blade. That is your blade retention screw right here. My blade is kind of loose in this guy. It's a little bit looser than I'd like it. I don't like how loose it is. I've sanded mine quite a bit. That's probably why. I sand this blade because I test a lot of different hilts with it. If you have a brand new blade that's from Bendu or a blade that somebody made for you and it's not sanded, you'll probably get a perfect fit. So you just tap the auxiliary to get your blaster deflex. We'll go to the next sound font.
The Exile.
So you got a nice, it's an unstable blade and then unstable crystals as well. I gave you kind of an energy blade on this one. And then you can see your crystals. This is just an audio flicker blade. I thought it went well, so you'll have that matching with your crystals there.
I am Bastila Shan.
So this is the Satil Shan. And we're into the stock fonts. I did leave all these on here for you just in case you want to play with them, you know.
Teensy. Smooth Jedi. Smooth. Teensy. Smooth ignition.
Now we're back to the beginning. This one takes a second, but then it'll fire up. Just like that. And we'll turn it off. And we'll loosen this guy up. This is your blade retention, if I hadn't said that already. So if you do have a brand new blade and you still find it loose, what I would do is probably wrap a wrap or two of some clear masking tape or something around your blade, but do it evenly and only do it in the part that goes in your saber. This is the first KY that I've had where my blade was loose. So, but I have sanded my blade also quite a bit since the last one of these I've done. So, you know, mine is probably because of that. All right. So when you get everything done and you're all done with this guy, you want to take the battery out. We just slide this handle back off. Now you're probably going to need a tool to get this out. I had to make this battery cradle a little bit shorter so that I could fit the speaker and everything inside this guy and not come in contact with the back of this hilt. So because of that, it's just a tight fit. So just come in here. If you got a Lego tool or a pair of tweezers or something, just come in on the positive side and pop it out just like that. It comes right out. And then we'll put the handle back on just for safekeeping. So that's basically your saber, you know. I'm hoping it came out the way you liked. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, I will try to get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. Thanks.